Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Q&A. I have all my questions in this notebook. I really tried to pick the most interesting questions, things I've never talked about on social media before from the questions you guys sent me on Instagram. So let's get into it. I thought we would start off with my most asked question. What do you think about The Idol being canceled? Why was it canceled? How was your experience working on the show? So my experience working on The Idol could not have been better. It was the most amazing experience. I got to work with some of the most talented people, and me never having done something like this before with no acting experience, I just feel so lucky to be part of such an amazing project and show and team, and it truly could not have been better. What do I think about it being canceled? I'm bummed that it's canceled. I'm curious, how the story would have continued on. Why was it canceled? I know just as much as you guys do. Yeah, I wish I knew more. I wish I could tell you guys there was some big juicy thing, but there wasn't to my knowledge, and I'm just excited to see, maybe they'll carry on in some other way. Who knows? But I know I've said this, but it was one of the best experiences of my life and truly made me realize that I want to dabble into the acting world more, and I just feel so grateful that I even got to be part of the show. Where did you get your lips done? This is another question that I have been avoiding for years. I've been getting this question, honestly, for as long as I've had Instagram. So I'm going to start off by saying I got my lips done for the first time when I was 16 years old. This is when the whole lip injection thing started trending, and I always had a really small upper lip and I had a nice bottom lip. But I don't know, I decided that I wanted to do that, and my parents would never have allowed me to do that. I was 16 years old. And I went on Yelp and just searched lip injections, and I found a place that was close to my high school that I could walk to so that I wouldn't be caught getting my lips done. And so I went there. You guys, botched. It was horrible. They filled them all in the wrong places. The shape was bad. They were so puffy, and it was not a good look. They looked so obviously fake. And over 16 to probably 18, I continued to get them done at these random places I could walk to because I didn't want to get in trouble by my parents or have to ask them to take me somewhere. Uber wasn't a thing at the time, and I didn't have any money to take Uber. So I would go to these places near my school, and I just kept trying and trying, to even them out. I was scared of dissolving them, and they just kept getting bigger and bigger. I haven't gotten my lips done again, and people always ask me where I got them done. Your lips are supposed to dissolve within 6 months. My lips did not dissolve within 6 months. I think it took a few years, but over time they became settled. I have some lip liner on and lip gloss and lipstick, but my lips now I would not say that they're big. I think that they're a nice size. I don't know if the filler stretched them out. I think they're not puffy how they used to be. Any of the places that I've ever been to, I honestly would not recommend. What is the secret behind your beautiful and soft skin? First of all, thank you. I was growing up, my mom decided to become an esthetician when I was 10. And so when she was going back to school, I quizzed her on flashcards. She was practice on me for all of her tests. With her, we went to skincare shows all over the country. That became so cool to me to learn about skin and the science, and it was always just so interesting and fun. And to get to do that with my mom, it became a passion of mine. And I also have my lovely mom to give me facials, which I try to do once a month. And I think a good skincare routine is really important, which I can also share with you guys. But I think definitely having a good skincare routine from a young age and having the history that I've had with my mom definitely taught me a lot. Favorite skincare product? This is so hard. I think if I had to choose one, it would probably be my Elta MD sunscreen. I think being sun safe is very important, and you don't want to get skin cancer, you don't want to get marks on your face, and you just want to keep your skin healthy. And I think that would probably be my number one if I had to choose only one. Where do you get inspo for your fits, IG posts, and anything? You always look so put together. Thank you. That is very nice. So I would definitely say Austin, Pinterest, anime. Austin has impeccable style and has definitely helped me evolve my wardrobe over the years. And Pinterest, I just find so many good style inspo on there. So many cool girls all over the world just posting like their fashion. And I also feel like it's helped me kind of learn how to dress for my body type. I would also say anime because, you know, I always felt growing up I was so insecure with my body. I never knew how to dress. I felt like something was wrong with me and I was very embarrassed by it. I was always trying to cover it up because I didn't know, like, I didn't want to look like I was trying to like show off my body too much and then or just like be too covered up, and I really felt like there was no in between. And when I started watching anime, I almost feel like I'm more a part of that world than I am this world because of the girls' bodies, and I just resonated with them, and I feel like the way they dressed almost inspired me and made me feel more confident, and kind of helped me stop feeling so insecure in my body and stop feeling like something was honestly always wrong with me. Fashion tips for bigger busted women. So I feel like I'm recently just figuring out kind of my style and outfits that I feel confident and comfortable in. And I want to start doing some reels and TikTok showing you guys some of the outfits that make me feel good and fashionable and confident in my body. So look out for those because I feel like there's not enough of them. And so I want to start making them and kind of showing you guys what I think is a good silhouette, a good, way to wear something without a bra, way to wear something with a bra where it doesn't show the bra straps, and make sure your boobs look lifted. Like all of those things I've struggled with for so long, and I feel like I'm kind of just starting to figure out my look. So keep an eye out for that one. Austin and you falling in love story. This is a juicy one. So I will answer this. And I feel like I also haven't talked about this before online. So Austin originally DM'd me on Instagram. I want to like preface, this is before I had any like followers on Instagram. I don't even think like influencers were a thing at the time, but we just had some mutual friends, and so that's how he knew me. He actually DM'd me an octopus on Instagram, which, if you guys know, I'm obsessed with octopuses. I have this like weird infatuation with them. And at the time I was like, does he know that I'm obsessed with octopuses? Like, what? And it interested me for some reason. And so we kind of started talking on Instagram. So that's kind of like how like we knew each other. And then one night we ran into each other at this club called On the Rocks, and I was with some of my friends, he was with his friends. This used to be a really popular club like 6-7 years ago. It's on top of the Roxy in West Hollywood. It's like very small, very like intimate kind of place, but we didn't really hang out at this club. Like I kind of saw him, I was like, oh, he's cute, and I have no idea like what he thought about me. But so after the club we went to this restaurant. It was a diner like very close by called Mel's Diner, and this is like kind of a place people used to go before the after party, like the club, get food, then rally to the after party. And so it's like a milkshake 50s diner kind of vibe. And so we went there with like a bunch of people. We weren't even like talking. I was sitting at a table over here. He was at a table across from me, but like a few tables down. And he was wearing this bright yellow, is this unfocusing? Sweatshirt. And so for some reason in my young mind, I thought it would be so funny to text him saying that he looked like a grilled cheese. Like, I don't know why I thought that was funny. And I texted him and I was like, come sit with me, you grilled cheese, come sit with me. And so I later found this out, within the past couple years. Austin had thought I was like hooking up with one of his friends at the time, which I wasn't. And so he was just like not really trying to talk to me, but he was like still nice, but like he kind of thought I had like another thing going on. And so anyways, he was not trying to sit with me. Like he was like with his own like group. I think he was with some girls. I honestly like I wish I remembered this better. But yeah, that was that night. And then to an after party, we like went our separate ways. But after that, we kind of became like texting friends. We would like text here and there. And then eventually we hung out. My parents were really strict. I need to preface how strict my parents were because I was like not allowed to hang out with guys. They made it very uncomfortable for me to even ask that. Like I would never even dare ask to like hang out with a guy or have them over at my house. But the first time we ever hung out, like just us two, was at an abandoned, it wasn't abandoned, it was a construction site near my dad's house that we snuck into at night because I knew I had a friend who lived up the street. I could say I was hanging out with her, and so I wouldn't get caught like hanging out with him. So we hung out in this like construction site somewhere in the hills, just as friends. We kind of just like talked, and like I feel like we got along really well. I felt like Austin was super easy to talk to, and like I don't know, I just felt very like safe and comfortable around him, and our energies were just really good. What?
We went to Anya's and then we snuck into the construction from Anya's.
Okay, he says we snuck into.
Her grandma came in. She was like,
"Oh my gosh, I forgot about that." Okay, you guys, wait. So I had this is like before the construction site. Okay, my friend lived right next to this construction site, and this was right up the street from like my dad's house at the time. We were hanging.
It's up in the Hollywood West.
Yeah, it was in the hills where my dad lived, and so we were hanging out at our mutual friend's house, and we were just talking, and this is so funny. In this room, like a bedroom, we were just talking, hanging out, nothing weird going on. Her grandma comes in with a cane, and it's like, who is in this house? What man is this? No men in the house. And so her grandma kicked us out of this room, and so we decided to hang out at the construction site. That's what happened. And we went to the construction site. I felt like we just really got along. We were just vibing, but we were still just friends. And after this, we hung out a few times, just like as friends. But then I think I started to like him, and Austin started to like me. And yeah, we like just kept hanging out, became a little bit more than friends. And like I told you guys, my parents were so strict. So I, at 18, decided I'm going to move out and I'm going to move in with him. Crazy me. I was so like, I can't even believe that I did that. I was like just being wild. And I moved out of my dad's house. I moved into where Austin was living at the time. He was living in his dad's guest bedroom, which had a twin bed in it. And we stayed together in the twin bed. My parents were like, thought I was absolutely crazy for moving out of the house, which I was, but it ended up working out for the best. We really just got along. You guys, like we knew each other probably for a few months before we moved in together and stayed in a twin bed together every single night. And the rest is kind of history. There's more juiciness to the story that I could probably add, but I don't want to like keep going on and on about this. But yeah, that's kind of how we met and fell in love. Favorite and least favorite exercise. I would say favorite exercise, probably going for a long walk or a hike. Least favorite exercise, running. Anything to do with like high intensity cardio, like running or jumping, I really don't like. What is your diet like? How often do you eat sweets? So my diet tends to kind of be all over the place. I definitely eat sweets. I have something sweet every single day. I can't not have something sweet every single day. I love chocolate. I love cookies. Those are like my go-to sweets. I try to eat low carb, high protein. And if I do have a carb, ideally, this is like not every single day at all. So yeah, but I will try to have one carb a day. So if that's like toast for breakfast, I'll try to have a salad for dinner and then maybe protein and vegetables for lunch, and I'm snacking all day. Usually that doesn't happen, and realistically I'll have 2 carbs a day. So maybe I always have like toast and turkey bacon for breakfast. That's kind of just my thing. It's easy, and just what I always crave in the morning. And then sometimes I'll do like ground meat and rice for lunch and then a salad for dinner. I usually won't do a carb with every single meal. And I also, if I'm craving something, I eat it. I think it's everything in moderation. And I think that, you know, if you eat carbs or whatever, that's completely fine. I just think it's not eating like too much of anything. Even if it's eating like too much salad, too much something healthy, like I always just try to eat until I'm full and not stuff myself until I feel sick, which is what I used to do. And it really caused a lot of negative effects on my gut, on my skin, and just like overall how I felt. And I used to sleep all the time. So I think just eating, you know, until you're full and enjoying things that you like and not restricting too much. Favorite and least favorite thing about social media? What is it like being in the public eye, and how does it affect your well-being, or does it affect your well-being in any way? So I would say that my least favorite thing about social media is that I feel like I'm always very go, go, go. My brain is constantly always thinking about work. And so I feel like every single day, even, you know, weekends, I'm always working. And then when I'm not working, I'm always planning a shoot or an idea or like thinking of something to keep going and going and, you know, keep the momentum moving. My favorite thing about social media would be that I do have my own schedule. If I decide that I want to take a day off, I can do that. And I feel so lucky that I'm able to do that and call this my job. I love being creative. I love getting to pick, you know, my own aesthetic. Being able to meet so many amazing people. This job has brought me all over the world. I've truly met so many great friends and just had so many opportunities through social media, which is so crazy. And I just feel so lucky that, you know, people are interested in me and my life and want to follow me, and that I get to meet this amazing community of people and get to know you guys. Like, it's just so cool to me. I feel like I have like so many friends and like a family in a sense. So I really do love that. And that was the second part of this question. Does the public eye have an effect on your well-being? It doesn't. It has an effect on my well-being in the sense where like I think I have more anxiety. I feel really anxious to meet people because, you know, I put a lot of my life online. And so you never know what preconceived kind of things people are thinking about you, or like kind of like what you look like. And, you know, I feel like online I post a lot of times like when I feel like I look pretty, and then online I'm like, oh, I wonder if they like think I look the same, which totally just doesn't matter. But a lot of these things get to my head, and I don't know, I don't want to ever like let anyone down. And so definitely anxiety can get to my well-being, but overall I feel very, very grateful, really lucky, and I truly love my job so much, and I'm so happy that I get to do this and experience this life and share it with everyone. Do you ever get weird experiences when you meet random people and followers in public? So I've been really lucky that everyone I meet is always so nice, and for the most part, no, I haven't had any weird experiences meeting people. A weird experience I did have in the past year would be people following me more so. For example, I used to live in Koreatown, and I was at the post office one day alone going in to like drop off a piece of mail. And I guess someone in there saw me. I didn't see them. I really like prefer if you do see me that you say hi versus message me after, because I just get a little weird like, oh, they saw me, I didn't see them. And so he messaged me after and was like, oh, I just saw you in the post office, said something like kind of creepy, and then afterwards followed me home, which I'm usually very aware of like people around me and what's going on, but I really just had no clue this person was following me. They followed me back to my house and then went on to send me a picture of my apartment building at the time, and so that really scared me. Luckily that hasn't happened many times, but that did freak me out a little bit. But otherwise, everyone has been really great. Who is your girl crush? I would say Jennifer Lawrence. I think she's so hot. And if you could act in a scene with any actor, who would it be? I would say Julia Roberts really inspires me. All of her movies from the 90s really made me want to get into acting, and whenever I feel down or just like need to watch something cozy, I always will watch a Julia Roberts movie. So it probably won't happen. Maybe it will. We're putting it out into the world, but I would be honored.